From downtown Reno and Greater Nevada Field, tonight it's a rivalry showdown, the Donner Pass Derby, as Reno 1868 plays host to the Sacramento Republic. And hi everybody, welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside Sean Kane. I'm Alex Margulies. Reno coming in this rivalry match, having really dominated this series, and we know for sure a lot of fans are going to be here tonight. It should be rowdy.
Yeah, Reno 4-1-1 in the 6 games that they've played against Sac Republic since entering the USL Championship. You said dominated, but that's the correct word, but it's going to be a good one. These are 2 hot teams right now coming into play.
Yeah, Sacramento winners of 3 straight. Reno got them on the road earlier this year, but Sacramento did get some payback in the U.S. Open Cup. So the third meeting between these 2 teams this year. All right, let's take a look at the key players of the match. We'll begin with the visitors in the Republic, and Cameron Iwasa has been one of the best strikers in the USL. 9
goals in the 10 games that he started this year for Sac Republic. He had 2 his last time out against Tulsa, earned him, I believe, a Player of the Week nomination for the USL. Look for the all-time leading scorer in Sac Republic history to really take it to Reno tonight.
All right, on the other side of the pitch, you're talking about one of the youngest players in the entire circuit, 15-year-old Cade Cowell, a kid that signed earlier this year with San Jose, gets to make his 3rd start.
Yeah, Cowell's an up-and-coming star in U.S. soccer with the national team, etc. His last appearance with Reno, his first appearance with Reno, he had a goal in the 17th minute. Look for him to come out hot and on top of his game tonight against Sac Republic.
All right, should be a blast here tonight at Greater Nevada Field. It's the Donner Pass Derby, Reno 1868 and Sacramento Republic. Coming up next. All right, the sun is out. A beautiful night here in the biggest little city. Has a couple rivals just a couple hours apart. Sacramento just over the hill, over the Sierra Nevada range in the Central Valley of California, and here in downtown Reno, 1868. And as we mentioned in the open, Reno has had the upper hand, but a big match for both of these teams. Both right now in the top 10 in the Western Conference. Reno coming in tied for 4th. 26 points. Sacramento has played 2 less matches than Reno. They've got 23 points in 7, so an opportunity for them to climb up the standings. Take a look at head coach Ian Russell and the rest of his crew. And while we get set here, let's get to the starting lineups for this one here tonight for Sacramento Republic. You can see the record there, 7-5-2. Now, this is really not what it's going to look like, but there's a little bit of gamesmanship from Simon Elliott. this is how he filled out his card. But this, again, players-wise, not going to be at Iwasa's up top, Skundrich up top, Warner, McCrary, who's listed up top, he's actually in the back. But, again, this is what was turned in by Simon Elliott, so this is what we will show you. But this is a group, a lot of experience. They've been together for a long time. We mentioned Iwasa in the Open. Josh Cohen as well has been a mainstay in the net.
Yeah, coming off of a massive 6-0 win over Tulsa in the previous game, they're coming with a lot of confidence into Greater Nevada Field. So it's going to be up to Reno to shoot that confidence down quickly, because an early goal or two from Sacramento could build that up. All
right, let's take a look at what Ian Russell has turned in here today. Mentioned Cowell. He's joined by Corey Herzog. He's got 7 goals now for Reno 1868 in his first season. The back line, no Zach Carroll. He is getting the night off in this one. And Emra Clementa, the longtime Sac Republic center back, spent 4 years, including their championship season in 2014. He will get the start against his former team. Brent Richards continues to eat up a lot of minutes for this Reno 1868 team. He has now started all 17 matches, along with Seth Kasipley. For Richards, now a appearance rate for the team, 76 career appearances in a Reno 1868 uniform to lead this club. He has been here, obviously, in all 3 seasons. So, just about ready to go. There's Cameron Iwasa on top of the ball. Final handshakes as Reno in their home blues and Sacramento in the gray and white, just about ready to kick things off here in downtown Reno. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been a leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. And we are underway in the Donner Pass Derby, as Reno will go collect it on the defensive ends. Raul Mendiola trying to keep it away from Sacramento's Sam Warner. Here's Richards, just mentioned him a moment ago. He'll kick it down the field, finding Herzog, getting some space down that right side, and Herzog is knocked down from behind.
Yeah, something to watch early, with Reno at least. A new back line for them. Obviously, typical captain Zach Carroll not in the starting 11 today. We don't know the reason for that, but nonetheless, a new back line, it's a meshable position. You don't really want to interchange your players there. So we'll see how it takes them to, or how long it takes them to get comfortable with each other in the back line.
If you're wondering who's wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Carroll, it's Seth Kasipley, coming off a big performance in Portland. Kasipley, the game-winning goal for Reno over the Timbers. And Seth now 3 goals on the season. Mentioned him with Richards. These are the 2 guys that have been absolute mainstays for the club. He leads the USL with 58 chances created, and he'll get a good one here. Takes a shot on goal, and Cohen leaping to his left, able to save that one, but that was a dangerous try from Seth Kasipley.
Yeah, Kasipley there, I think, just saw him off of his line a little bit, maybe wanted to take a shot. You'd like to see Reno players getting across that front post there. You saw it in, again, the Women's World Cup game. That's how USA scored their first goal. That's something that you're looking to do from that position.
Going to be a loud one here tonight at Greater Nevada Field. The Tower Bridge Battalion and a lot of Sacramento fans have bust over the hill, excited to be here tonight. And then all 3 of Reno's supporters sections are standing and pounding their drums and getting going here early. It's a rivalry that's new. Obviously, Reno's only been around for 3 seasons, but there always is kind of a natural fit for a rivalry between Sacramento and Reno. And I think even though there has been a short period of time, and the fact that Reno has really dominated the rivalry, it really has not lessened, I think, the intensity, I think, amongst the fan bases. These are 2 fan bases that I think respect each other, but I don't think there's a whole lot of love lost between these 2.
Yeah, I think you see Reno has some success in the USL Championship, and then you turn the other page, and Sac Republic has had success in the Open Cup, where they got a win over Reno.
Yep, done it a couple years in a row. And that Open Cup has ended Reno's run the last 3 seasons. Herzog thought about playing it forward. Now he'll let some guys catch up. Richards will give Herzog some space once again down that right sideline, and Reno earns a corner kick.
If we're going to call that one a goal kick.
Oh, excuse me. I guess it
I didn't see
ricocheted
it,
off
so.
of, looked like it came off of the defender there, but then must have touched a little bit of Herzog. He looks a little confused, but they'll give it back to Josh Cohen, the 25-year-olds.
And you're seeing your picture, Herzog, right here on the 18. This is where Reno's at their best, when they can pressure Sac Republic into turning the ball over in that attacking third for Reno. Make them knock it long, win the ball here, and look at that, they're going to come back the other way.
That's something we see this Reno team do so well, especially early in matches, is dictate the tempo and really make it difficult for the opposing team to get much possession.
Yeah, we saw it work really well against Las Vegas, and when Reno was dangerous against Phoenix, although they didn't score, their most dangerous times came from when the ball was turned over in that half, and they're really good at forcing that.
Galindo will clear it back out towards midfield, and a throw-in coming. Josh Cohen, 6 clean sheets on the season for Sacramento. He's tied for 5th in the USL. And as you mentioned, Sacramento coming off of a 6-0 win over Tulsa. So they are coming in very confident, a team that has won each of their last 3 USL matches, unbeaten in the USL since May the 18th. They did lose in the Open Cup last week to San Jose, a tight one to the Earthquakes, 4-3. But in terms of USL play, this is one of the hottest teams, and Sacramento, a club that's usually in the mix as one of the top teams in the Western Conference. They had a dip to start the year, but they're starting to find their rhythm here as we move towards the month of July.
Yeah, and their fans and their team will be confident with 2 games in hand that they're going to be able to jump into a solidified top 4 position at least this part of the season, just being back 3 points of Reno, who sits in the 4th spot right now.
It's a very jumbled Western Conference, and a lot of teams very much in the mix when you're talking about the top 4. Phoenix is the hottest team. They have been very tough to stop. We saw that last week when Phoenix came to Reno and frankly dominated Reno 18-68. Reno had a lot of chances, and I think they felt like they played well, but the results very much in favor of Phoenix. Here comes a wave for Reno. Gleedle. A little slip there in the box from Hansopoulos. And it looks like once again it's going to go back to Cohen.
Yeah, just good build-up there from 1868. A decent chance. You'd like to see Gleedle be a little bit better there. Maybe a softer first touch inside the box, but still some positive build-up from Reno early on here.
Mentioned Phoenix a few moments ago. They're underway tonight against the Portland Timbers 2. The Rising have not been beaten since May 4th, winners of 7 consecutive matches. An impressive run for Phoenix as they have pulled in front with a 9-2-5 record. And a perfect 5-0 with 3 draws at home. Here's another frustrating moment here early for Corey Herzog, who's been beat up a little bit by Sacramento. See what Reno could do with this. Lacroix. Mendiola found his spot in front of the goal with his left foot, but too strong over the top of the net, and back to goal goes Cohen.
Yeah, you'll see it here. Mendiola just opening up his foot, trying to bend it to that back post. Just gets a little bit under it, but still another good build-up from Reno. Wanting to play quick out of the middle there. Quick foul. Got the ball going again. Trying to catch Sacramento off guard here. And then you'll see the high pressure here from 1868, trying to get them to turn that ball over in that kind of final defensive third of the Republic.
Another takeaway this time from Mendiola. Here's Cowell, the 15-year-olds. Trying to center it there for Herzog and cleared away by the Sacramento defense.
And I think that's a perfect picture of what 1868 is going to try and do throughout the remainder of the game. They get that ball turned over there and they go right away. They don't wait for the Republic to drop in and get their shape. They want to attack them when their number's up.
So the first corner kick tonight here in the 8th minute as Seth Kisipli sets up. Reno wants a handball, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it. Hard to tell from our vantage point. You could see 4 or 5 blue shirts throwing their hands in the air there.
Yeah, just a missed clearance by the Sacramento player there. Might have resulted in it touching the hand. It's just another decision from the referee, whether it's ball to hand, hand to ball, to determine if he's going to blow the whistle there.
More pressure coming from Mendiola as Sacramento is able to escape. Shannon Gomez will take it across midfield. Stolen away as Clemento will send it back to goal, and J.C. Marcinkowski. JT is 8th start of the season here in Reno, 32nd of his career. He was the Reno 1868 Rookie of the Year a season ago, having put together 5 clean sheets over 24 starts. He's given up 11 goals over his previous 7 matches this season. See what Sacramento can do here. And Marcinkowski diving to his left. Looked like he made a kind of piece of him. That one off of Cameron Iwasa, who got some space there.
Yeah, first look at Iwasa in the attack. Obviously, we talked about him in the opening and about his ability to score goals for the Republic. Just off there.
You can see that harassing pressure again from Reno 1868, trying to force a mistake from this Sacramento defense. Definitely been a hallmark of Ian Russell, and his time here has been forwards that really want to press, and as you mentioned a few moments ago, just kind of that constant pressure, just kind of waiting for somebody to make a mistake near the net.
Yeah, a classic 4-4-2 from Ian Russell. If you can get 2 forwards that are willing to commit defensively to chasing down the ball when it's in the back line, you're going to have a really good opportunity to get your midfield pushed up, then keep those lines together, and it's going to result in turnovers and goal opportunities for the 2 forwards and the midfield as well.
Marcinkowski moving the defense around as a throw-in will come from Jordan McCrary. Made 15 appearances last year in the MLS with Seattle. Good ball here as they were trying to find Warner, and it was just out of his reach of that left foot. Not a bad try there, though, by Sacramento as they get a couple opportunities in front of Marcinkowski.
No, but I think for the most part, pretty well marked by Reno. That's a wonder goal if he hits that cleanly with his left foot there. So I think Reno will be okay with letting that one go through.
Our officiating crew, by the way, today, John Freeman is our head ref. Assistant is Bavik Dutt, Brandon Chapman, and our 4th official is Yader Reyes. 12 minutes deep here in the Donner Pass Derby. Reno winning the opening round of the Derby back in May, a 4-1 final back on May 11th. Mitchell Tainer had the first goal in that match in the 12th minute, then Reno scoring the game's final 4 goals, with a pair coming from Corey Herzog. Brian Brown also got a goal in that match. And speaking of Brian Brown, he has been productive for the Jamaican national team. He has started 2 of their 3 matches in the Gold Cup. Been keeping an eye on him. It's been pretty neat to see Brian Brown getting an opportunity to play for his national team.
Yeah, it helped them through the group stage, and they've got a date with Panama tomorrow for a potential matchup with the United States in the semifinal of the Gold Cup.
The Reggae Boys go to the quarterfinals.
Won their group, too.
Love it.
It's a great progress for the Jamaican national team.
Well, we've seen a lot of Jamaican players here in Reno. It's been great to see them get a chance to play for their home country. The Brown and Dane Kelly also suiting up for the Reggae Boys. Good patience here by Reno. Kisipley trying to find a window there to Richards, and it's picked off. Gomez coming down, and he's tripped up by Kisipley. They let play continue for a moment, and then there's the whistle from John Freeman.
Yeah, I think a tactical foul there from Kisipley. Just trying to slow the game down a little bit. Don't want to get caught in the counter.
Tainer will send it all the way back to Cohen. And look at this pressure again from Corey Herzog.
You know, I think you got a good look there at Sacramento's formation. Obviously, we showed you a 3-5-2 in the pregame, but it looks like they've morphed into more of a 4-5-1 with Iwasa, the lone one up top, 3 in the middle, and that's a formation that you play to try and control the middle of the park, or the midfield, I should say.
Yeah, can't really explain the lineup from Simon Elliott, listing McCrary as a forward, listing Iwasa as a defender. Obviously not the case. The only one he didn't really mess with was Cohen. He put him as the goalkeeper, and indeed he is in goal. Everybody else trying to maybe a little gamesmanship. Not that Reno's going to be fooled at all by that kind of lineup card, but for us it's a little bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah, quite frankly, I don't know how much Ian Russell actually will look at the lineup card when they hand it to him. You know, soccer's different like that. You know, not like baseball where it's more of a tactical game or a lot of decisions to be made. Soccer, it's a creation game. You get the ability to go out there and let your 11 players create for themselves to decide the end result. So I think the only person he actually needs to specify would be the goalie in Cohen.
Thrown from Shandon Gomez. Speaking of national teams, he's been a member of the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Mendiola trying to swipe that one away. Back to Sacramento. They've got some numbers. Reno able to catch up there as Lacroix strips it away. Look at the speed of Duke Lacroix. Here's Sam Gleedle. And a goal kick now for Cohen.
Got a good look there at Lacroix. Loves to go forward. We saw it against Vegas. We've seen it against the Rising when they had opportunity. He's not afraid to step in front of a pass and go up the field and help Reno attack. We saw it there. Probably see it a couple more times as we go on in this game.
That's one way to start a counterattack. Just take it down the field yourself. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another fullback in the USL with the kind of speed that Duke Lacroix possesses.
Yep.
Makes him a very unique player. Guy that spent the majority of his career as a forward. He was a forward with Orange County before signing with Reno last year. And Ian Russell has had success taking forwards and making them outside backs. He did it with Brent Richards, who was a forward in college at Washington and had spent time professionally as a forward, but he has really started his right back role.
Yeah, I think if anything, you know, that's a testament to the versatility of those two. The ability to
basically switch your position, your whole spot on the field. You're not attacking anymore. Now your primary job is to defend.
Cowell tripped up just outside the box, won't draw a whistle. Lacroix able to race back on defense. Little bump in there. Bijev takes a crack at goal, and Marcinkowski is ready as he dives and stops this shot from Viljan Bijev.
Yeah, good solo effort there from Bijev, but I think a safety dive there from Marcinkowski. I think that one was going wide. Probably just trying to get warmed up here. He hasn't seen much action so far.
Good ball there from Kasipli, finding Cowell. Cade Cowell trying to center it there for Herzog. Not a bad try there from the 15-year-olds, who certainly does not look out of sorts considering his age. He is playing like a veteran so far in this match.
Yeah, he's got a next level of confidence that you don't see out of kids that young. You know, much less 15, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that are just getting out in the league. You don't see the confidence just to take on a left back like that and whip a ball in. That's great stuff from him, and that's what we want out of him for Reno. If you're Reno 1868, you want him getting to that end line, whipping a ball across for Herzog. Kasipli, if he's getting in late, Gleedle on the other side to get to the end of it and put it in the back of the net.
Cade Cowell signed with San Jose back on January 23rd, the fourth youngest player to sign a contract in MLS history. Out of Ceres, California, which is near Modesto, kind of Central Valley, south of Sacramento. And Cowell actually had a chance to play for San Jose in that Open Cup match against Sacramento a couple weeks ago. Reno can't clear it, and Richards does well to get in the way there of what could have been a dangerous attempt from Sacramento.
Some hesitation from the two center backs there, Galindo and Clementa, not stepping to that ball that was in the middle there, but well done from Richards to kind of save both of them with a phenomenal block on the back end.
So corner kick here for Sacramento in the 21st minute. Galindo got his head on it. Tracked down by Villarreal, and he's going to send it all the way back to Cohen. Gomez will survey the field, wants to go right corner. Skundrich, and that one ricochets off of Lacroix. And another corner kick coming now for Sacramento. Sam Warner, who's got 4 goals and 3 assists here in his rookie season. And it looks like a corner now from the opposite side. And this time it'll be Bijev.
Yeah, and you see Sacramento, reason they're switching their servers here is you want an in-swinging ball coming from this on the corner kick. So obviously Werner out there, left footer, can whip one in. So it's going in on Marcinkowski. Makes it more difficult for him to come out and either punch, catch, or claim.
Bijev, a USL veteran, 7 goals last year with Portland, or 2 seasons ago, excuse me. He's been in Sacramento now for 2 seasons, as that one is headed but high, and a time now for Marcinkowski to give some space in front of goal. Nice job by Kisipli as well as Gleedle on the defensive end there. Over to Richards. Pretty tight match here in the opening 24 minutes. Both sides have had some opportunities in front of goal, but certainly a little bit of a different feel than the previous match we saw a couple of months ago when there were a flurry of early goals in what turned out to be a 4-1 Reno victory. Still looking for the icebreaker here tonight. Rivas able to clear at that time.
Man, that was brilliant from Sam Gleedle on the defensive end there. A forward getting back, tracking back, and marking a winger out there and prevented him from serving the ball.
Gomez comes streaking up and blasts it towards goal. And just out of the reach of Marcinkowski, but Gomez putting a charge into one.
We're starting to see Sacramento build some confidence into this game. I mean, that's a pretty ambitious shot from out there, but when you score 6 goals in the game prior and you're on a hot streak, you're going to be okay with taking those, knowing that you might have some luck on your side.
Nice pressure there from Cowell and a good win from the 15-year-olds. Sergio Rivas. He was looking for Herzog, and it's broken up. But another corner kick coming now for Reno 1868 as Mitchell Tainer was able to get in between the ball and Corey Herzog. Seth Kisipli now into the 26th minute. And Richards beside himself as that one came right into his lap and he couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, you'll see it here with the foot. I mean, that's difficult to do. A guy draped on your back and you got to meet it at the perfect spot to get it go straight down into the goal, but he'll think he should do better there. I think if he sees the replay, I think he'll agree that probably should have been one in the back of the net or at least on target.
Just out of Mendiola's reach. Here comes Gomez again. Villarreal. And it goes off of Emra Clementa, which will turn into another Sacramento corner kick.
Yeah, I'd say for the last 10 minutes, I think Sacramento's gotten to present themselves more into this game. They haven't struggled as much as they did in the first 10 with the pressure from Reno in their back line. They've been able to build out a little bit better, and it's resulted into some pretty decent chances for the Republic.
Fourth corner kick of the night. Here's Bijev.
It's the second time they've done that now, floated the ball to the back post looking for, I didn't catch who it was, but that back post runner, if you will. Wonder if they see something in 1868's corner defense strategy or setup that would push them to do that.
Sacramento's been able to close the gap, but Reno still possessing it more than 60%. Now the third corner from Reno. Kisipli. Redirected that time by Corey Herzog. Not a bad try.
Yeah, and we've seen, not that one, but again, across the goal, and we saw Richards earlier And both times it's been Cohen staying on his line as opposed to coming out and trying to get a fingertip or a punch on it to get it away. You might look at that as Seth Kasipley and say maybe we're going to put it right on top of him, maybe pressure him a little bit to make a play.
Here's Herzog on the left side. Gives it back to Lacroix. Finds Rivas. And Rivas too strong, but he got an open look. I think Mendiola was a little frustrated, thought he had a better opportunity. Can't blame Rivas, though, in that spot to try and find the game's first goal. Just too much on it.
Yeah, and I think looking at the first 30 minutes or so, Reno hasn't taken enough shots, in my opinion. I think they've been too forceful in trying to get that ball inside the 6 and get a clear open tap in as opposed to letting one rip from outside the 18.
Richards clears it. Marcinkowski spits it out quickly to Mendiola. Lacroix was trying to get it in there for Rivas and intercepted by Bijev. Over to Cameron Iwasa. And Clementa gets it out of the box.
Yeah, in that sequence, you're probably watching and maybe questioning why it looked like Sacramento had extra players on the field as compared to 1868. Well, it's because they kind of do in the midfield there. They're adding an extra player, and they're also bringing that left back, Shannon Gomez, in when Reno gets the ball into the middle. They're just trying to squeeze them out of possession, and it's worked a couple times we've seen here. But the threat there is if Reno can play out of it, there's going to be that gap in behind Gomez where he leaves that opening space on the side for the 1868 forward, whether it's Herzog or Cowell, to get in behind.
Toledo gets it over to Mendiola. Now to Richards. And Reno will go reset. "32 minutes down here at Greater Nevada Fields. Round 2 of the Donner Pass Derby. At least in terms of USL play. This is the third overall match between these two teams. Reno winning back on May 11th, but then it was Sacramento in the Open Cup rematch just a few days after that. They would get a win over Reno 1868. But the first match between these two in about 6 weeks. And it's been tight here early as Mendiola was slow to get up. A little talking to for Shannon Gomez. A card did not come out of the pocket, though, of our head ref, John Freeman.
Yeah, I don't think no booking necessary there from Freeman. I think that's Gomez's real first challenge that he's been called for in the night. Let him get going a little bit. I think that's well played there.
Sipley will race down the ricochet. Trying to get it over to Richards, but couldn't connect, and now a throw-in coming for Shannon Gomez. Lidl had 3 defenders to try and get through, so he'll send it all the way back, and here's Marcinkowski. Tune into ESPN3 July 3rd for Wednesday Night Soccer. Watch as 2 of the premier clubs out west duel for a playoff positioning when Sacramento welcomes Fresno in the Highway 99 Derby. Catch all the action July 3rd on ESPN3. Alongside Sean Kane, Alex Margulies here tonight, 34th minute. Here at the Donner Pass Derby. And here comes Duke Lacroix. Into Mendiola. Left foot. Raul Mendiola puts Reno on the board. 1-0. Reno 1868.
Right place, right time for Mendiola. It's a good build-up from Reno, and I think just a little hesitation from Sacramento in the back line allowed Mendiola to cut through, and a great finish with the left foot, back post. No chance for Cohen there.
Raul Mendiola, the 24-year-old from Mexico, his 4th goal of the season. And the smoke bombs are off. The Battleborn Brigade on their feet. And an early 1-0 lead here in the first half for Reno 1868.
Yeah, you'll see here a good run from Lacroix. Brought the, and there it is, just a little hesitation there from number 24, Jamie Villarreal. You know, had an opportunity to take it away, decided to take a touch, rolled off his foot, and Mendiola just not giving up on the play, runs through it.
Well, you can just see how difficult Duke Lacroix can be to stop when he gets moving. I mean, he just buzzed through 4 or 5 guys, and then there was a mistake defensively, but still, he put a ball in there that was not easy to try and get in front of, and it ricocheted off the foot of Villarreal. And as you mentioned, Mendiola, he was in the right place, but then he was able to do right with it, and a strong finish with that left foot.
Yeah, I think with Lacroix running forward there, it just adds another attacker that you really don't expect to handle as a back 4.
Yep.
Typically, the left back of the opposing team isn't someone that the center back has to worry about. Not that that shouldn't have happened, in a sense that obviously, who was it here? Villarreal, he should have just cleared the ball or at least had a better touch. But I think you want to point out, too, that Mendiola, most forwards or wingers there will just stop after they see that ball's not going to go through. He continued his run in behind Villarreal, and the luck of an unfortunate touch leads to the first goal of the game.
Here's Bijev. In front of Clementa. Able to get a shot off, but not much on it as it goes right into the hands of JT Marcinkowski.
Yeah, and I think that's just well done from Clementa there to force Bijev to his left foot. Obviously, his weaker foot, he wants to cut in on the right, but that's a bad angle to take a shot with your left foot from, so it's well done from the defender and Clementa to force him out wide as opposed to inside.
Once again, Gomez on the attacking end, and he will earn a corner kick.
And now twice from Bijev over here on our right side, I should say, going from right to left across Marcinkowski. They floated it into the back post. We'll see if they do it again here. They've got both their center backs on the back post.
Good movement here from Sacramento, and Iwasa can't finish. He got right in front of goal with Marcinkowski, and he was trying to go top shelf, and he went too strong.
Yeah, what a great ticky-tack play here from Sacramento. That should be a goal. I think 9 times out of 10, Iwasa has that one in the back of the net, but a great build-up play there off of a kind of a poor clearance from Reno on the corner, coming right back at him.
Great ball movement to set up that opportunity. Here's Bijev trying to get around Kasipli. Gives it off to McCrary. Sacramento patiently now trying to build up for a new opportunity. Swinging it around to that right side. And a poor giveaway there from Cameron Iwasa.
Yeah, I was questioning it. Looks like he came over the ball a little bit there. Might have been studs up. He'll get a talk. Yeah, he'll try and plead his case, and we'll probably get a good look at it here. No, maybe not, but yeah, I guess maybe you kind of see it at the end there. His studs are showing. I mean, that's one of the things in soccer that a lot of people don't understand is that you don't necessarily have to win the ball for it not to be a foul. You can still get the ball, but if you come over the top and then get the player, it's really the prevention of injury that they're worried about. And to show studs there is a pretty scary thing if you're a soccer player.
Here's Warner. Ooh, pretty good ball there from Sam Warner. Defended by Reno as Marcinkowski comes up with it. Warner, a three-time NCAA champion at Stanford. Him and Drew Skundrich were teammates at Stanford. They're on the same pitch here tonight. 3 in a row from 2015 to 2017 with the Cardinal. Warner not only won those 3, but in the 2017 version of the College Cup, he was actually the most outstanding player. Scored the game-winning goal in that 2017 College Cup. An overtime thriller for Stanford. Here's an opportunity for Gleadle. Centered it there for Herzog, and he couldn't square it up. And Corey Herzog frustrated with himself not to do better there. Warner again. Trying to lead one in there for Gomez, and too much. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Reno 1868, then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus get reminders on Reno 1868's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. A couple minutes of regulation left, 1-0 Reno leading here in the second leg of the Donner Pass Derby. Raul Mendiola's goal in the 35th minute, the difference maker so far. And a whistle goes against Reno.
Yeah, I think we'll just get Kasipli there for just a little tug in the back.
Herzog trying to lead one in there for Sam Gleedle. Sacramento defends it. Herzog gets tied up. Has to quickly get back up.
Yeah, you got to look there. Ian Russell and the Reno coaching staff didn't look too happy with that call from Freeman. Russell took a couple steps out onto the field, got a little animated.
Duke Lacroix trying to turn on the Jets again, and that's going to get a yellow card for Sacramento as Ray Sari tripped him up.
Yeah, and we've seen Sari commit a couple fouls in there that have kind of taken away Reno's ability to break out and go forward. It's probably where you see the yellow card come from, probably not for that specific foul, but just an accumulation.
So the first yellow of the game here in the 45th minute, last minute of regulation. We'll see how much extra time gets tacked on. Back to Josh Cohen in goal, who saw an opportunity at his 7th clean sheet this year, evaporated on Raul Mendiola's 4th goal this season, again back in the 35th minute. And only 1 minute of stoppage time has been added. See how aggressive Sacramento is to try and get an equalizer here before the final whistle.
Yeah, I'd expect to see Reno just sit on it. I think they'll take a 1-0 lead into half, especially the way the last 15 minutes has gone, where Sacramento's been dangerous.
Off the foot of Gomez. Herzog wisely will send it back to the defensive ends, and Reno appears to be content with running down the clock here. Iwasa. Gomez. And that should end the half. And it does. Reno 1868. A 1-0 lead against their rivals, Sacramento. In what was a very strong first half from both sides, but it was Reno's goal from Raul Mendiola that right now is the difference. But I tell you what, good soccer here tonight. I like the way both teams are playing. I mean, we're seeing aggressive play on both ends, and Sacramento's had a lot of chances, but Reno just buried one that they got so far.
Yeah, I think for Sacramento, we haven't seen the Cameron Iwasa that the rest of the USL has really seen so far this season, and I think for Reno, you want your back line to be more confident while defending. Center backs have been really hesitant, and B, you want to control more of the midfield. I think that's where Sacramento's been dangerous, is through the middle. They want to try and get that gaps closed up so they can go the other way.
All right, Julian Delgadio's down on the field. He's got head coach Ian Russell.
Coach, you have that 1-goal lead heading into the half. What's your message to your team?
I thought we had a good half. I think we deserve to be 1-0 up. Just keep on playing. Try to build out of the back. Finish chances. We had a couple more that I think we could have put away. They had one good chance, but just more of the same.
You've been involved in this rivalry since its inception. What does this mean to you, and to see their crowd come out and your crowd come out as well?
It's great. It's a club that I think is going to be in MLS in a couple of years. So hopefully the rivalry continues until then, and then once they make that leap, they won't be around, but it's good to have their supporters here.
Cal, 15-year-old, his 3rd consecutive start playing forward. How impressive is this kid?
Yeah, Cade, he's going to be a good one. Really good pace, strength. It's going to take him still a couple years to kind of learn the little intricacies of the game, but Cade's one to watch out for.
Best of luck in the second half. Thanks, Coach. Back over to you guys.
All right, Julian Delgadio with Ian Russell. Julian skirting the handshake there. A little distracted. Maybe it was the mustache got in the way. Thank you very much. 1-0 Reno here at halftime. And you heard the comments there from Ian Russell talking about Cowell, talking about the lead. And we'll see if Reno can hold off their rivals and pick up 3 points here this evening. We'll take a quick break, come back, and take a look around the league. We'll also update you on the Western Conference standings, and we'll show you the highlights from the first half as we get set for a second 45 minutes between Reno and Sacramento. You're watching the USL Championship on Nevada Sportsnet. I mean, it's just like, I've got like this. Just talking about like Brian Brown, Open Cup, Phoenix matching up. Yeah, we can do it.
For almost 2 decades, San Diego has been waiting for a professional soccer club it can call its own. Now led by leading soccer executive and co-founder of Sacramento Republic FC, Warren Smith, and legendary United States men's national team player Landon Donovan, its club has arrived. The USL Championship is coming to the University of San Diego's Torero Stadium, bringing all the excitement of the fastest growing league in North America to one of the top soccer markets in the United States.
All right, gentlemen, I don't think we need to kind of review what this game means, but it is a really important opportunity for us. I think it's an important opportunity for you guys in a lot of ways. Goal is to advance in the U.S. Open Cup by beating Cincinnati. It is that simple. Any questions? Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go.
It's more than just the two clubs. There's a bit of an angst between the cities, quite frankly. You can feel it.
There's just so much on the line. We're in the third year now of seeing FC Cincinnati with, you know, a lot of big moments that have happened and history built up.
Last year we came here twice and we won both games. Dealing with the crowd, the pressure, I think is one advantage that we'll have as we've dealt with it.
Fourth round of the 2019 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, the site of the renewal of one of the great budding rivalries in U.S. soccer, FC Cincinnati. Now the big dog from Major League Soccer hosting Louisville City FC, a rainy Nippert Stadium, the perfect place, Lorena, to renew the River City rivalry.
Sam Warren, a beauty.
Jamal Johnson, he only knows bangers.
Look at Taylor moving up.
And Taylor with a beautiful strike
Are you kidding? Johnson from distance. Oh, yes! A great save from C.J. Cochran.
All right, back here live inside Greater Nevada Fields in downtown Reno, where Reno 1868 FC holds a 1-0 advantage on Sacramento Republic, thanks to a goal in the 35th minute from Raul Mendiola. We'll show you that in just a little bit, but first, let's take a look at some of the happenings here with both Reno 1868 and around the league. Mentioned it during the first half, but Brian Brown, how about suiting up for the Reggae Boys? Brown has started 2 of the 3 matches in the Gold Cup group stage for Jamaica. And as we talked about before, the Reggae Boys will face Panama tomorrow, 2:30 Pacific time, group stage of the Gold Cup. Impressive showing already for Jamaica, and best of luck to Brian Brown as him and Jamaica take on Panama. The U.S. Open Cup continues, and a couple USL teams still in the mix. New Mexico United and St. Louis have advanced to the quarterfinal round on July 10th against MLS sides. Reno 1868 defeated New Mexico 2-1 in Reno back on April the 20th, and we will see them come back to play on September the 20th. Reno will go down to Albuquerque, take on Chris Wehan and that New Mexico United team. And then a big match to watch here tonight, Phoenix and Portland, 2 of the top teams in the Western Conference going head-to-head. Mention the torrid run that Phoenix has been on. They have rallied off 7 consecutive wins coming into tonight. It has been a good one so far. Phoenix and Portland, the Timbers, too, are tied 1-1. That match as well is sitting at halftime. Here are the standings in the Western Conference before kickoff here tonight. Phoenix, after rallying off 7 straight wins, now getting themselves a cushion in the Western standings at top with 32 points. Reno, who just earned that victory over Portland last weekend, they're in second with El Paso. And you can see how tightly bunched up it is, Sean. I mean, you look at the difference between 10th and 2nd is only separated by 5 points.
Yeah, I know. And if we're talking live standings right now, you see Reno jump into second there with 29 points, and another great home game for them for a chance to close that gap with the Rising.
Yeah, a lot of teams still in the mix again for really teams fighting for the top 4. I mean, top 10 you want to get in, right? I mean, top 10, you get into the postseason. Half the teams, or a little bit more than half the teams, will make it. 18 total teams in the West, but top 10 will make the postseason. You really want to get to that top 4, though, and get that first round playoff game, and obviously top 2. Now you're talking about the first 2 rounds of the playoffs potentially here at Greater Nevada Field, so something to keep an eye out for Reno as this season goes on, as they continue to battle and try and make the postseason for a 3rd consecutive season here in their short USL time. We're at halftime between Reno 1868 and Sacramento, the Donner Pass Derby. A 1-0 lead for the boys in blue. We'll take one more break, come back, show you the highlights, and we will kick things off here in the second half. Stay tuned. More soccer action coming up on Nevada Sports Net. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Sacramento coming out of the locker room as we're getting set for the second half action here in the Donner Pass Derby. Reno on top by a score of 1-0. With Sean Kane, I'm Alex Margulies. Let's take a look at the first half highlights and a couple chances early on, Sean. Sacramento in the first couple of minutes had this one. Not a great attempt there from Bijev. And then Cade Cowell. Like what I saw from Cowell, the 15-year-old in the first half.
Yeah, especially here getting across the goal there from Herzog. It was a great ball from Cowell, just couldn't put it home.
And then Duke Lacroix getting that opportunity for Mendiola, who got right in front of net with Cohen, and he buried his fourth goal with his left foot and gave Reno the 1-0 advantage. Duke Lacroix a couple times showing that speed, really burning through the Sacramento defense, and a good ball in there to Mendiola, and a great finish as well from the Mexican midfielder.
Yep, Lacroix very much making it tough on the defense there, but Villarreal with a poor touch. Mendiola didn't give up on the run, finished it 1-0.
Here come the boys in blue, leaving their locker room. Galindo, Casipli getting set for second half action. Look at Sergio Rivas, 21-year-old from Mexico. He's appearing in his 13th game, making his 8th start tonight. As looks like Reno will go with the same starting 11. We'll see what kind of substitutions they may go to in the second half. If you're looking at Sacramento, thinking about who they might bring off the bench, I think Stefano Bonomo would be a guy we'll look out for. He's got 2 goals on the year and has appeared in 15 of their matches. Maybe give them a little bit more offensive firepower if they want to go to that, but we'll keep an eye and see if either side makes a change. As of right now, it looks like Reno does have the same 11, as there's still a little time for Simon Elliott and the coaching staff of Sacramento to talk things over.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who makes the first move between Coach Ian Russell and Simon Elliott. It's also going to depend on who scores. If Reno gets an early goal, go up to 2-0, you could see someone like Zach Carroll coming on, who's got a lot of experience in the back line there to see out the game. But if Sac Republic were to get one, it could be a totally different story. We could see Lindo Mafeka for 1868, even Aiden Apadoka come in for them trying to push.
Well, it looks like Reno actually did make one substitution. Danny Mazovsky is in for Cade Cowell. So the 15-year-old gets 45 minutes like he has in his previous 2 starts. And now we'll go to Mazovsky in his second season with Reno. Early charge there from Sacramento, broken up by Emra Clementa.
Yeah, and that substitution just player for player, position for position. Obviously, Cowell, a young gun.
Gomez tripped up, and a whistle comes in the box for Shannon Gomez. Gomez tripped up by Mendiola.
Yeah, hard to argue that one. Gomez just gets right by Mendiola. Mendiola just kind of swings, catches Gomez as he's going by.
So an immediate opportunity for Sacramento to tie this match. And they'll go to their lethal scorer, Cameron Iwasa, who has scored 41 goals in his Sacramento career.
A dream start for the Republic here in the second half, and an opportunity to get Iwasa going. There's nothing like seeing the ball go in the back of the net to spur you as a forward.
Marcinkowski, what a stop by JT Marcinkowski. As Iwasa now twice could not. He missed the one in the first half that was point blank and now misses a penalty kick.
Yeah, that's just a poor penalty. You know, that's not a hard save from Marcinkowski. It's kind of right at him. He just kind of leans over and sees it into his hands. That's really bad from Iwasa in my perspective.
Another chance for Sacramento. Bijev That was dangerous. Almost got the back corner there. And another wave coming that time from Sacramento as Viljan Bijev almost tied it.
And we're starting to see a common thread for Reno here. Just poor starts in the second half get them in trouble sometimes. I think it's time for everyone to take a breath. Let's get our formation back together, hopefully get a footprint back into this game.
Marcinkowski, Mazovsky, it's all kind of the same, right?
It was an exciting reaction.
I think that's the first penalty I've seen stopped here for Reno in 3 years. I can't think of another time where Reno on the defensive end got a stop on a penalty kick.
It's becoming tougher and tougher as the rule changes. Obviously, we've seen a lot of the VAR overturns in the World Cup and in the Gold Cup. You know, it's not easy to save a penalty anymore, but man, from Iwasa there, you really just expect something a little bit more challenging to save.
Back to Bijev.
And I really think Bijev's been kind of the player of the game so far for Sacramento. He's been dangerous. He's gotten to the end of some of their balls that they've lofted over the top for him. He certainly isn't a scorer for them. He's certainly a producer, a developer of the attack, you know, for Iwasa and others to get on the end of it. But he's been good.
Yeah, I think he's been kind of a thorn in Reno's side. And I also think Shannon Gomez, who earned the penalty, he's also been a real catalyst coming up from his fullback spot, and he has been very active on the offensive front.
Yeah, we talk about Lacroix getting forward for Reno. Shannon Gomez has been doing the same thing out of that left back position. Certainly took that shot earlier in the game from a bit outside, and then obviously drawing the penalty there. He's been dangerous for Republic FC.
They'll go to Sam Warner for another corner kick. Warner started his professional career after graduating from Stanford. He played over in Israel and signed this season with Sacramento. Great ball in there, and that was dangerous in front of goal there for JT. Let's take another look. Wow, what a save, as that was an outstanding head from Tainer, and just barely JT was able to get a hand on it.
Wind blowing in onto Marcinkowski. See if it changes up the tactic from Bijev and Sac Republic here. Yeah, look, so they're all going to just crowd Marcinkowski. He's going to whip this ball in right on top of Marcinkowski's header. That's the plan, at least. And they missed. But you could see all of the Republic players just right on top of Marcinkowski in the yellow there. They're just trying to put the ball right on top of him and make it difficult for him to come and punch or claim it in the hands. Hopefully get kind of a scrungy goal, if you will.
Warner in front of Lacroix, trying to go after a goal, and it's cleared away by Galindo.
We'll see if they do it again. Looks like they're going to stay off. Give him another corner, so you'll see Bijev go out and take it.
Like Danny Mazovsky got some contact that time, and he is slow to get up, and that's going to draw over the Reno training staff.
Yeah, they're going to stop that. Looks like he's got a head injury. New rules and the advancement in technology, we stop right away for, oh yeah, just an elbow. Oh, that doesn't feel good.
Steve Patera coming over and going to check out Mazovsky, who will have to go through a little protocol here. He appears to be all right, but they're going to send him off to the side. And meanwhile, Viljan Bijev, the Bulgarian, another corner kick attempt here in the 52nd minute. Another good ball there from Bijev.
And I didn't see what it was, but as a fellow tall person that's played the game, you know, you want 12. You want better there from Drew Skundrich. You probably put that one home most times as opposed to 30 yards over the bar.
So Sacramento very active on the offensive end here early, and another ball will go right back to them. No whistle that time on Richards for the contact from behind. Back to Richards, who looks to clear it back towards midfield. Rivas trying to lead the attack that time. Back to Clementa. Here comes Raul Mendiola. Over to Mazovsky.
Offside.
And Danny Mazovsky was offsides. Good creativity that time, though, from Raul Mendiola.
Yeah, it's a good run. You just want the timing to be a little bit better there. Obviously, draw him into an offside position. I think he wanted that ball originally to his feet so that he could take it with his left. And I think whoever was on the ball wanted to play him in behind, as you saw, so that prompted the run, and then the timing was off after that.
Take a look at the scoreboard. Portland has picked up an early second half goal, and they've got a 2-1 advantage tonight over Phoenix, trying to snap their 7-match winning streak. No score so far between Fresno and El Paso. That match in the 52nd minute, and also 0-0 between Vegas and OKC. 49th minute of that match.
Yeah, obviously the two that you'd be looking at as a Reno 1868 fan is the Timbers Rising game, and then also that El Paso game. I mean, that result holds for El Paso. You're going to see 1868 jump to third place in the Western Conference.
Warner trying to get around Kasipli. Trips and falls. Well done there by Seth. Trying to advance it up to Mazovsky. Couldn't quite keep it at his feet. And Hansopoulos, the takeaway. If all the scores hold tonight, as you mentioned, Reno gets to third with 29 points. That would vault them 1 point on top of El Paso, and they'd be 1 point behind Portland. If they were to earn 3 points, that would get them to 30, which would be just 2 off of Phoenix.
And that would be a huge result for Portland after what they think is dropping one against 1868.
That was a big win for Reno last weekend up in the Timber City. Danny Mazovsky with the early goal, and then Seth Kasipli, the game winner. Good bounce back for Reno after dropping their match at home against Phoenix a few days prior when they lost to the Rising here at home 3-0, and that was the first loss that Reno had suffered this season at home.
Yeah, I think for those of us that watched it, I don't think 3-0 really described the game. I thought Reno had a lot of great chances against the Rising. They just weren't able to put some home. And obviously Rising took advantage of their 3. But Alex, we talk about when that penalty was taken, I mentioned, the confidence to see the ball go in the back of the net. Iwasa has been kind of invisible since he's taken that penalty. You saw him just turn the ball over there for Sac Republic. So lengthwise, putting one into the goalie's hands on a penalty, that'll do tricks on your mind.
Probably still thinking about that first half opportunity too, where he was right in front of net, and probably 95 times out of 100 or more, a ball that he puts away.
Yeah, and when you're a forward, you kind of like to have a consistent impact on the game. You like to be consistently taking shots or playing balls in that are dangerous balls or getting on the end of crosses. And then to not have that happen in the first half for Iwasa, and then right away he's out there taking a penalty. I mean, not that, a penalty is the hardest kick in the world, but you certainly want to be in the rhythm as a forward when you're playing the game.
This time Reno tripped up in the box. Herzog was taken down, but he will not get a whistle. As Reno almost got a penalty.
Would love to see that one from another angle. Looked like he got him in the back of the leg.
Well, it's been interesting this season in the absence of Antoine Openo, who was classic at earning penalties, especially that first season. I mean, he was unbelievably pesky. Reno really hasn't had that guy that can go in there and earn penalties like Openo did.
Yeah, it's a trait. I mean, there's players you see in the MLS, even overseas, that are just really good at being shifty in the box, keeping the ball away from that defender and earning penalties. It's something that, there's a lot of dangerous players when they're in the box that you really don't want to foul.
A little space there for Lacroix. He'll dump it off to Mazovsky. Over to Mendiola. Couple touches. Mendiola tripped up again. And no whistle.
I think Mitchell Tainter, the center back for Sac Republic, is getting upset. He thinks the 1868 players are diving all over the park. He's giving Mendiola a little shout.
Well, John Freeman has kept that whistle at bay on a couple close calls. Here's Jordan McCrary. Bijev. Trying to find a teammate in the box. No one there, and an easy play for JT Marcinkowski.
Yeah, just trying to force that one in. Didn't really have any options going forward there. Bijev did. Might want to see him kind of just put his foot on the ball and go backwards. Keep possession.
Reno stays on sides as Gleadle feeds Rivas, and Sergio Rivas delivers. 2-0 Reno.
What a goal. Oh, just the ability to get to the end of that and then have the technical skill to chip it over the oncoming Cohen into the back of the net. Oh, that's great from Rivas there. And let's not forget about Lacroix, who started it all, coming up the left side from his left back position.
Sergio Rivas, his second goal in his short Reno 1868 career. It was his 8th start tonight. The ball in from Gleadle. Look at him stay with that play, bumping through Tainter. And then you said it, the touch to get that over Cohen. A very impressive goal from the 21-year-olds as Sergio Rivas gives Reno a 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, you see Cohen start to come out here when he sees the bad touch originally from Rivas, and he just kind of gets caught in no man's land. Really, as a goalkeeper, you want to beat the player to the ball there. He doesn't. Rivas gets there first, and then it's just some class from Rivas to put the ball in the back of the net.
Rivas, his second goal. Gleadle will get his first assist.
So now there comes a decision to make for Ian Russell. Do you want to go to a back five? Or do you want to stay in that 4-4-2? And that's all. We're going to see that with the second substitution for sure.
Oh, good punch out there from Marcinkowski. on a sharp ball from Sam Warner.
Almost see some panic there in the Sac Republic coaching staff. Ian Russell just seems calm, as he should be. 2-0 up.
Well, as proud of a franchise as Sacramento is, a team that won the USL in their inaugural season in 2014, it's been Reno who has had the upper hand in this Donner Pass Derby from the very beginning. Chance for Reno to go 5-1-1 against Sacramento in USL play. Ian Russell has had the Republic's number. And a whistle comes from Freeman, and it's going to go against Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm just going to get Skundrich there. He's probably saying he came through the Reno 1868 player. I didn't catch who it was. But now we're going to see Sac. They've pressed a little bit as the game's gone on in that back third of 1868s, but now you're going to see them overly pressed, trying to get anything really.
Into Herzog. Had no one to his left. He was trying to do something with that.
Looks like we're going to see a Republic change here.
Into the 65th minute, 2-0 Reno here at Greater Nevada Field in the final match of the season between these two foes. Sacramento came in winners of 3 straight, trying to continue their climb up the Western Conference standings, but Reno has had their number tonight, and they were the ones who had their number back on May 11th when Reno got a 4-1 victory over in Sacramento at Papa Murphy's Park. And it looks like a substitution imminent for Sacramento. Hayden Partain is waiting to check in. He's got a goal this season, second year with the Republic. And there goes Partain. He will check in. And coming out is Ray Sari.
Yeah, player for player change there. Interesting to see. You not sure what obviously Simon Elliott has in mind, but you'd expect to see at least another attacking player come on to just try and overemphasize the fact that you're down 2-0.
Interesting little tidbit on Hayden Partain, who just checked in. Mentioned in the first half, or if you missed it, Sam Warner and Drew Skundrich, teammates at Stanford, won 3 consecutive College Cups. In 2016, it was against Wake Forest, and Hayden Partain was on that Demon Deacons team that would lose to Warner and Skundrich in the College Cup.
Really good Demon Deacons team. If you come out of the ACC in men's soccer, you've got some talent. But you did touch on those two being on Stanford. That's a team that had Jordan Morris, who's playing in the MLS and is at the Gold Cup right now for the national team. And to say that you had the most outstanding player on the pitch here tonight, it's a pretty incredible feat.
Yeah, again, Warner in the 2017 version of that College Cup had a golden goal. 9 goals, 9 assists over 4 seasons with the Cardinal for Warner, who is from Bozeman, Montana, but grew up in the Portland Timbers Academy. And some contact there against Danny Mazovsky. And Reno will have a nice set piece opportunity. They'll quickly put it back into play. Richards. Glito will go track it down. Sipley keeps it for Reno now. Lacroix. Richards. Sacramento escapes.
Reno attacking with 8 guys there, both Lacroix and Richards, essentially beyond the start of the 18-yard box into Sacramento territory. But I mean, you can do that when you've only got Iwasa up there. And that's why I'm just curious as to why Sacramento hasn't made that switch yet. From a 4-5-1, it's really easy to just pull out a center back or an outside back and go to a 3-5-2 to have 2 forwards up top, which makes it a little bit tougher on your 2 center backs when there's 2 guys up there that need to be taken care of. I would imagine that Simon Elliott is just confident in this formation and his team that they're going to be able to get one back. But if they don't, I'd say a new switch will probably come up closer to the 75th to 80th minute. But he probably wants them to get one back before then, before he puts a switch for someone else up top.
Here's Iwasa. Over to Warner. And a good clear that time from Galindo.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Galindo. He's kind of holding his ground there at the 6-yard box, and you'd think that the ball's going to come back to the top because that's where the players are coming from, and sometimes as a center back you like to cheat that way, and then you see it coming across the face of the goal, and everything you could do just to get a foot on it. So well done there from the Reno 1868 center back.
Sam Warner. And whistle goes against Sacramento before Marcinkowski even got to it. An update from Arizona. Phoenix has equalized. Amadou Dia with a goal in the 62nd minute, and that match is knotted up. 2 goals apiece between Phoenix and Portland. Fresno has a 2-0 lead now on El Paso, as that match moves on into the 69th minute.
So Alex, if my math is correct, as it stands, 1868 will be sitting in 2nd place, should results hold.
Your math is 100% correct.
And just 4 points south of the Phoenix Rising, which at the end of the day isn't too far.
Well, and frankly, I think this is a Reno team that deserves to be in the top 3. You take away some second half lapses against Oklahoma City and Orange County. We harp on it a lot, but I mean, you take away those 2 and you tack on 4 more points to a couple matches that could have been wins instead of draws, and now you're talking about a Reno team that could be in first place.
Yeah, and I think they'll also look at that San Antonio game where they dropped it 3-2 as a missed opportunity as well. So really, in their thought, they've left 7-8 points on the board,
and yet still,
just 4 points behind,
a chance to be in second place.
And that's a really good sign as you kind of head into the end of the season or past the midway point of the season.
Well, and I think Reno has to have confidence too, with the exception of Phoenix, that they have played the other top teams in the conference really, really well.
Certainly, a win at Portland Timbers too is a really good result. Obviously, you would have liked to see them be better here against the Rising. 3-0 probably isn't the result you're looking for, but I'd be really curious just to see how Ian Russell thinks about his team's performance so far this season. Does he think they're at their best yet? Does he think they're still kind of getting to where they want to be? It'd be really interesting to pick his mind about that.
Russell, a little conference here with Glidel and Rivas. as Raul Mendiola was slow to get up, and he is slowly walking towards the sideline now. Chance to give everyone a chance to catch their breath here in the 73rd minute. And it's going to be Lindo Mafeka coming in for Raul Mendiola. Mafeka, one of the fan favorites here at Greater Nevada Field, back for his 3rd season. He brings 11 career goals, and a guy that when he is healthy and he is on can be an absolute catalyst of a true number 10 for Ian Russell. And he likes to play that diamond formation, and he's often the guy that gets things going for Reno. And for Mafeka, some early contact as he is blown up by Bijev.
Yeah, welcome to the game, Lindo Mafeka. Look at this one. This does not feel good. Bijev just kind of finishing out the play there.
Over to Duke Lacroix. Speaking of catalysts, he's been a huge one here tonight. Won't show up in the box score when it comes to assists in this game, but he is very important as anybody for the 2 goals tonight by Mendiola and Rivas, and he was the guy that kind of set up both of those plays.
Yeah, we talk about the best teams in the world, right? The Barcelonas, the Real Madrids. You know, Marcelo, an outside back, loves to get forward, a very attacking player. Dani Alves used to be at Barcelona. When he was in his prime, would love to get forward, a very attacking player. The best teams in the world have outside backs that can also play as wingers for you. So when you need to go forward, when you have the opportunity to push forward, they can also be at the forefront of your attack. And Lacroix and even Brent Richards on the right side, they're 2 players that embody what you want out of Ian Russell's side, which is high pressing, win the ball in their half of the field and then go at them. But if they don't, they can also attack and build the play out.
Less than 16 minutes of regulation to go. And we'll see if Reno can hold off Sacramento to pick up 3 points here at home. It looks like Sacramento will go to another substitution. Jordan McCrary is going to come off, and Juan Barahona is going to come in. So both teams, a couple substitutions now. Reno going to Mazovsky and Mafeka here in this second half. Barahona, Partain checking in so far for the Republic.
Yeah, and I think Shannon Gomez will come over to the right side. You can see him there at the bottom of your screen. He'll just play right back now, and our new sub, Juan Barahona, will play on the left side. It's just head-scratching to me that they wouldn't bring in more of an attacking player, but rather stay in the 4-5-1. And not that you ever want to take Iwasa out of the game as your arguably best player of all time in Republic history, but at least give him some help up there. I mean, he's really been non-existent, and they've done a really good job of dealing with him alone. Why not add a second guy and just see what happens?
Still nothing coming across tonight in Las Vegas. The lights and the energy, nothing into the 72nd minute. Check on that score in Arizona. Still knotted 2-2 between Phoenix and Portland. And Fresno continues with a 2-0 lead on El Paso. That match now into the 75th minute. Right now, things are shaping up perfectly for Reno when it comes to the opposition. A lot of scoreboard watching for this time of year, but we're starting to get that time of year, you know, when these things start to become more of a topic of conversation. Couple months left here in this regular season. But I think if you asked Ian Russell, if you headed into the month of July and you're in second place, he'd be thrilled.
Yeah, and I think in soccer it's different. Results are so important in the game of soccer. Not that they aren't important in any other sport, but you only get so many games, right? You're not playing 162 like you see in baseball. You're not playing 82 like you see in some of the other professional sports in this country. You're really playing a very short amount, and you're getting to play everyone once, and you want to get results. You want to get results on the road. You obviously want to have results at home, and I think that's where you see some success from Reno, is because they're getting results at home, and then they're stealing some points on the road as well. And here's where I think Reno's been really effective today. In a 4-5-1, again, we talk about that one being the lone forward up top in Iwasa. It allows the outside backs of Reno to get forward. They don't have to worry about a second offender. They have a little bit more flexibility and freedom to press up, which that plays perfectly into the Ian Russell model, where you're having your whole team essentially play in that attacking third, trying to get a win on a turnover and then press the game. Right, so if they don't have to worry about a second forward there, it would be very easy for them to go forward. And that's what we've seen tonight. We've seen Lacroix get forward. We've seen Brent Richards get forward. And there's just been no answer from Iwasa. He can't do it all by himself, obviously, as we've seen here tonight. So I think it plays really well into the Brent Richards style, the Ian Russell style of play, to kind of press the crap out of a team, if you will, and not have to worry so much about two forwards being up there.
And we have not seen Reno back off at all, being up 2-0. They have certainly not been content to just sit back and try and defend. They have been the aggressors still here into the 79th minute.
I mean, even now, look, you're going to see Lacroix go forward. He's going to get around, and it's because he has no fear that there's any threat from Iwasa at the top of the park. Obviously, now he gets pulled out, we're going to see, but they still have, you see, five defending essentially two.
Warner trying to get around Rivas. Goes to a floater. And Richards able to defend in front of Bijev.
And I think another point that allows Lacroix to go forward so easily is the fact that he's got Brent Richards on his opposite side helping him out. I mean, you never send two fullbacks at the same time. And just to know that you're going to have Brent Richards, then you're also going to have Emra Clementa and Benjamin Galindo, two more than capable center backs defending back there. It gives you a little bit of freedom to express yourself on the attacking end.
Lindo trying to spring one there for Gleedle. You thought earlier that Viljan Bijev was kind of the man of the match for Sacramento. Who are you looking at right now from Reno? Might be kind of tough to isolate one guy, but if you had to pick one right now tonight, who'd you go with?
I think I'd go with Mendiola. I think he's been good in the run of play, and he also put home a goal for 1868. But I think the unsung hero of the match has got to be Duke Lacroix. I mean, he's just been dangerous coming up that left side, and they haven't had an answer for him. Every time he's crossed over into the final third, there's been some sort of positive scoring opportunity for 1868. Obviously, you said the stat book isn't going to read that Lacroix had really any impact on the game, but for those of us that were watching it, you're going to know that he was certainly a huge factor here tonight.
Bad giveaway there, but Partain can't do anything with it.
Yeah, now you're going to see 1868 as Sac continues to push. You're going to want to see 1868 to sit in more. Well, one there, but you're going to see Kasipli here not go as that one goes over, not go as far forward in the attack. He's going to kind of sit in front of that back line and just kind of direct play, make sure no one comes through the middle.
Tune into ESPN3 July 3rd, 8 o'clock for Wednesday night soccer. Two of the premier clubs out west duel for a playoff positioning. Sacramento welcomes Fresno in the Highway 99 Derby. Catch all the action July 3rd, 8 o'clock on ESPN3. Sacramento trying to find something here in the final 7 or so minutes of regulation. Reno trying to get JT Marcinkowski his first clean sheet of the year. He had 5 last season.
And he hasn't had much to do tonight, to be honest. Obviously, it's hard to say that when you save a penalty kick. But, I mean, outside of that, I don't really think he's really been tested tonight, and that's a credit to the back line of Reno. After the first 5 minutes, they've really cleaned up their act a little bit, and they've really handled Iwasa, who comes in as arguably one of the most dangerous players in the USL on the forefront. Good opportunity here for 1868 to kill the game a little bit. It's a really interesting angle here, Alex. There's a lot that can go on between the ball being served in and into the goalie's hands. You want to see an 1868 player, I think it's Herzog who's in the middle there, want to see him get across the front post there and make it difficult for Cohen. See, that's not, you want someone in front of Cohen there, so he has a kind of a disrupted angle onto the ball.
Iwasa trying to get behind the Reno defense. Galindo is there to get between him and the ball. But a corner kick now coming up as Warner heads back down to that right corner where he has been a ton tonight. Another fine job by the Reno defense, trying to keep this shutout intact.
And I think Marcinkowski will just be happy to knock this one 70 yards down the field.
Fans, you can follow Reno 1868 and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com. Good job by Mafeka cutting it off in front there of Partain.
And not a good sign here is it's either Galindo or Clementa at the half line. Looked like there was a head injury.
Been a busy night for Steve Patera. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, Galindo there just kind of following through on the original win. in, I believe, 1868. Yeah, there's Zach Carroll. Assume they'll just make a player-for-player switch here. I mean, it's a pretty nice back pocket move to be able to bring Zach Carroll into the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about one of your best defensive players, Carroll, who appeared in 30 games last year, and he had started every game this season, but an opportunity to rest those legs as Reno gets set to play another match on Wednesday. And to be able to get some fresh legs for Zach Carroll, that is very, very nice for Ian Russell to not only be able to get the lead in a possible three-point result here against Sacramento, but to bring a guy like Carroll off now on Wednesday, if that's part of his thinking. And, you know, as you get to this part of the year, you want to make sure to start getting some guys some opportunities to rest those legs and get guys opportunities for some reps and some opportunities out there.
Yeah, I think you would have I think Ian Russell's mentality there was I would have liked to see Zach Carroll not play tonight. I think if he wanted him to play tonight, we would have seen him a little bit earlier. But 3 minutes, give or take, extra time isn't the most taxing on the legs. And again, you want to see a game. Certainly, you want 3 points here tonight before you want 3 points anywhere else. So.
Warner, we're trying to sling one in there for Bijev. Nothing going there for Sacramento.
Well, we just had a huge conversation about it, Alex, but I don't even see Zach Carroll in the game.
Yeah, it looks like they decided to hold him out.
Yeah, so I think that just kind of proves the point that Ian Russell's thought process is I don't want to see Zach Carroll in the game tonight.
Well, it looks like Galindo fine. He is still in there at center back. As we draw down now to the final minute of regulation here tonight. Well, it's great minutes from Benjamin Galindo, the 19-year-old from Mexico City. Galindo Cruz, the son of the Mexican national team legend Benjamin Galindo, who scored 28 goals over his career with the national team. Now an assistant coach with the new regime in San Jose with the Earthquakes, and getting a chance now to see the next generation with Galindo Cruz. And tonight making his 5th appearance and 4th start for Reno 1868 at center back. Bad giveaway there. Warner trying to get through the defense, and they're going to let that one play on. They did tack on 5 extra minutes, though. So plenty of time for Sacramento to make some noise. Reno trying to hang in there and finish off a shutout and what would be a 6-point result against their rivals here this season in the Donner Pass Derby.
Yeah, I think what you saw right there is just a testament to what Reno has done to Republic FC's front six, if you will. Just no breathing room for movement of the ball, resulting in, attacking going forward from that defensive third. And I think here Reno will be more than happy. Take a foul, but more than happy to set the ball in the corner for the next 5 minutes.
Reno trying to complete just their 3rd shutout of the season. They blanked Colorado on the road back on April the 13th, and they picked up a 4-0 win over Las Vegas here at home back on June 1st. It's just been a frustrating night for Sacramento, a team that came off of a 6-0 win against Tulsa. It was the most lopsided victory they've had in their team's history in USL play, but tonight, just really nothing going. Reno's defense has clamped up when they've needed to, and Sacramento and their leading scorer, in particular Cameron Iwasa, has not had a very good night.
Almost non-existent. Again, the opportunity in the first half, which you'd think, on any other day he'd put away. Then the penalty, again, on any other day he'd probably put away. But tonight, outside of those two, he hasn't had much to do, which I think is a great testament to the two center backs of Reno 1868. Yeah, and you just see Iwasa's body language there after that flick. It's not his night. That happens, though. It's a long season. You're not always on. You're not always 6-0 better than the other team.
He scored 2 goals in that match against Tulsa, came in with 9 and 41 over his career with Sacramento. Had a point-blank shot in the first half that he tried to go top shelf and went too strong with it, and then had the penalty kick about a minute and a half in to the second half and didn't put much on it, and JT Marcinkowski was able to make a diving save to his left. Reno trying to defend here in the final seconds. One more chance here for Sacramento. Pulled by Bijev. And that's going to do it. Another victory for Reno in the Donner Pass Derby as their dominance against their rivals from the West continues. Reno now 5-1-1 against the Sacramento Republic in the history of these two teams, and for Reno, a massive win that gets them to 29 points and an opportunity, depending on how the rest of the scores shake out, to get all the way up to second place in the Western Conference standings. Battleborn Brigade. There'll be a lot of singing from that crew tonight. All 3 supporters groups will go home happy, except for the 4th one, the Tower Bridge Battalion. They've been loud and proud all night tonight, but this is not what that fan base was hoping for after Reno took 3 points in Sacramento back in May. Republic coming in hot, having won 3 in a row. They thought maybe they could come in here and even the score against Reno, but that was just not the case, as Reno 1868 goes to 8 wins, 4 losses, and 5 draws. Colin, just your thoughts on the way Reno played? I mean, this was, to me, one of their most impressive victories, kind of start to finish. They had a lot of things going for them, and to get another win here in the Donner Pass Derby, this is going to sit well with Ian Russell and the team.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things to look at here. You like to see 1868 close out a game, get a shutout. It's something that there's been questions of this team
so far this season is whether or not they can see out a full game. And then secondly, you get to rest some important players. Obviously, Mazovsky only plays a half. Zach Carroll we don't even see. I know Herzog and Gleedle are out there, but Cade Cowell as well only gets 45 minutes. So now you're playing a game in a quick turnaround, coming back on Wednesday to play a game against Rio Grande Valley. And you get an opportunity to rest some of your key players so that you essentially are fully fit entering another big home game.
All right, Julian Delgadio is down on the field. He's got Duke Lacroix as Reno tops Sacramento tonight 2-0. Julian.
Duke, you get the win, and more importantly, you beat your rival. How does this feel?
Winning a rivalry game is always good, especially the clean sheet, the way we played first whistle to the final whistle. I thought the boys put a good effort on the field for our home fans and to have that bragging rights for the rest of the season.
The last couple of games, you guys had that come from behind win. You come back home and have this win. Only one loss so far this season. How important is it to just defend Greater Nevada Field?
It's very important. We want to put on a show for our fans. We want them to come out and enjoy the spectacle that we put on for them. Every time we step on the pitch, we represent the jersey. Home and away, but especially home for our home crowd. We want to get the best results possible.
So if the results stick right now, you guys are going to be in second place as of tomorrow morning. I know you've been a part of this entire battle. What does that mean to you, just to be close to the top of the West?
It's really important. It shows the progress we've made so far in the season, but we want to be top of the table when the end of the season comes around. So that's more important to us. We're in a good run of games. We had a bad performance at home last time we were here, but we're hoping the thick of the summer is right now. So we're going to put together a couple good results.
Best of luck down the stretch. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All the best, man.
All the best.
All right, Julian Delgadio with Duke Lacroix, the mustache. A little power stash from Julian. Likely the end of the mustache. It'll be a sad thing to see go.
Better handshake that time, though.
He did. Better handshake for Duke Lacroix. But, you heard it there from Duke, just talking about Reno's ability, start to finish, whistle to whistle here tonight. And that's kind of how I felt with it was, Reno just played a complete 90-plus minutes, didn't let their foot off the gas. They never kind of sat back and decided to just try and sit in a shell and trying to defend. They were the aggressor the entire match, and the result shows for that.
Yeah, I think obviously there's going to be parts in the game where you give up opportunities, but for the most part, Iwasa, again, one of probably the more dangerous players in the UCL, attacking-wise, was pretty much shut down. So credit to Galindo and Clemente there, and you saw some great stuff from Raul Mendiola. He had a goal. Sergio Rivas had a goal. Kasipli, again, always on top of things. Just a great performance in and out from me and Russell's crew.
All right, let's take a look back at the highlights from this one. It was a scary moment for Reno very early in the second half. A penalty earned, and Cameron Iwasa, the all-time leading scorer in Sacramento history, 41 career goals, could not beat JT Marcinkowski, and then that was probably his best save of the night.
Yeah, that really earned him his shutout right there, that punch over. That's a hard thing to do. It's a really quick reaction, and it's a great response.
And then how about this goal from Sergio Rivas, the 21-year-old from Mexico, on a great ball in from Gleedle. It was started by Lacroix, then Sam Gleedle. But how about this finish from Sergio Rivas?
Yeah, not the best first touch, but it allows Cohen to come out, thinks he's got a chance on the ball, and then just classy play there from Rivas to chip it past him and into the back of the net.
2-0 the final score. Reno 1868, 8 wins, 4 losses, and 5 draws. And check this out. Sean, Phoenix, they're up 4-2 right now in stoppage time, and that has actually gone final. They add 2 goals in the final couple moments of stoppage, and they top Portland 4-2. The Timbers had a 2-1 lead, and then Amadou Dia tied it in the 62nd. It was Amadou Dia 4 minutes into stoppage time with the go-ahead, and then a penalty from Solomon Asante, who would have a brace as well tonight in Phoenix. So the Rising have now won 8 consecutive matches, and they will remain at the top of the Western Conference. So not exactly what Reno wanted to see, as they are now 6 points behind Phoenix. But either way, 1868 getting up and cementing themselves now in second place. Fresno right now continuing to cruise. They've got a 3-0 advantage on El Paso. So that's going to move Fresno, if that holds, into third. Portland and El Paso will be tied for fourth place with 27 points. Obviously, long ways to go, but this is a very nice place for Reno to be after their first 17 matches of the season. Sean, appreciate you coming by again here tonight. We'll do it again on Wednesday.
Always a pleasure. Excited for Wednesday.
All right, Reno 1868 back at home against Rio Grande Valley. Special fireworks to follow. Start of a week of fireworks here at Greater Nevada Field. We'll have the telecast for you starting at 7:30. For the entire crew here tonight at Greater Nevada Field, for Julian Delgadio and Sean Kane, I'm Alex Margulies saying so long, Reno 1868. Take it home, the Donner Pass Derby once again. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.